Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is still currently forming this pattern just here. I'll be updating you guys again on the next price targets for Bitcoin moving forward. I'll also be updating you guys on my Bitcoin strategy and some very important levels that we need to be paying attention to here in the order books because we have a huge spike in the buy orders and the sell orders at these particular prices. On top of all of that, I'll also be covering the massive resistance that we're currently seeing in the RSI for Bitcoin and the strange pattern that is currently forming in the MACD. All of that and more in this video, so make sure you're watching all the way to the end so that you're not missing out on any of this important information. And if that sounds good to you, just before I jump into it, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. It only takes a couple seconds out of your day to click like and subscribe down below. It's completely for free, but you're going to be getting this valuable content every day here on the channel, so I don't see why not. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight to what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame. And as you can see here, first of all, just quickly recapping yesterday's video, nothing major has really changed since yesterday. So this part of the video, I'm just going to cover it really quickly, just as a quick update. For the brand new viewers on this channel that actually missed my video yesterday, definitely check out my last Bitcoin video on the channel after you finish watching this one if you want to know all of the price targets and the strategy to do with these triangle patterns just here. But yeah, once again, just a quick update. We were originally forming this symmetrical triangle pattern. We broke to the downside, and of course we've seen a retest to the downside here, confirming the break to the downside out of that original symmetrical triangle pattern. All that we're waiting on now is a break of this horizontal support, which we have actually tested now around 4 times, as you can see. So this horizontal support I am paying attention to. That's currently coming in at around 46.7k approximately. So if we start breaking down towards around 46,000, especially below this low just here, that's how you know that we're breaking this horizontal support and we're potentially heading down to both the price target for this symmetrical triangle and also a potential new price target for this descending triangle pattern. Because as you can see, now the price has bounced multiple times along this horizontal support that has indeed formed a descending triangle pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Now, a descending triangle pattern, technically speaking, is a bearish pattern. That just means that it's more likely to break to the downside. It's not impossible for this type of pattern to break to the upside. Once again, it's just more likely to break to the downside. And getting into the technical price targets for this pattern, if we do actually break the resistance here, which by the way, the resistance is coming in at roughly around 48.1k, give or take, but we really need to break one of the previous highs here as well to confirm a higher high. And if that's the case, the technical price target is coming in at around 52,000 US dollars approximately. But if we break that support for the descending triangle pattern, the price target to the downside is coming in at just below 43,000, around 42.9k, give or take. And also, if we do start heading down here, the technical price target for this symmetrical triangle pattern, which we were previously forming, once again, that price target is also coming in at almost the same price target as the descending triangle pattern. Once again, just below 43k. And we also have some significant supports at around those levels just there, starting at around 44,000 first. As you can see here, we've confirmed 44,000 US dollars multiple times as supports for Bitcoin, and also between 44k and 43k just there, that is where the 21-week moving average is coming in at, which historically speaking is significant support for Bitcoin. So once again, those are the sort of prices that I would be targeting next for Bitcoin if we break that horizontal support first at roughly around 46,500. And I covered most of that information plus more to do with this pattern just here in yesterday's Bitcoin update. So once again, for the new viewers, check that video out. But here's the new content for today's video. As you can see, Bitcoin is forming this major resistance line in the 4-hour RSI. As you can see, we've seen multiple touch points along this line of resistance in the RSI. So while we're below this line of resistance, of course, that is technically speaking bearish, and it is showing signs of weakness in the Bitcoin price, at least in the shorter term. If we can see a break to the upside in the RSI here above this resistance and actually form a higher high, then of course that would also help push the Bitcoin price to the upside as well. And right now, this resistance in the 4-hour Bitcoin RSI is coming in at roughly around 50. But really, if we can start breaking some of these previous highs just here at around 54, 55 on the RSI, then once again, that's how you know that we are breaking out to the upside. And once again, that would also help push the Bitcoin price a little bit higher here in the short term. Now, something else that is potentially about to be bullish here for Bitcoin in the short term is we're about to actually see another bullish cross in the 4-hour MACD. In fact, it's very likely that if the price doesn't go anywhere too crazy within the next 4-hourly candle, it's very likely that once again, within the next 4 hours, we're probably going to see this next bullish cross, which basically just means that the momentum in the immediate short term is starting to flip to the upside. But with that being said, something very interesting is forming in the 4-hour MACD for Bitcoin. Taking a look closer at the 4-hour MACD, as you can see, these huge momentum shifts to the upside are actually getting smaller and smaller as time goes on. We're actually seeing quite a clear decline in the bullish momentum in the MACD on this 4-hour time frame once again, and that dates all the way back towards around a month ago, even a little bit over a month ago. So let's just hide the RSI here and take a look at the MACD a little bit closer. As you can see, on this first huge momentum shift to the upside, after that low that we saw at around 29,000 US dollars, we originally saw a bullish cross right there as we were coming out of that low once again, and measuring the actual price gain from where we actually saw that bullish cross in the MACD, as you can see, lining up the bullish cross in the MACD to the price action for Bitcoin and taking that all the way to the next bearish cross in the MACD, as you can see there, from bullish cross to bearish cross in the 4-hour MACD for Bitcoin, that corresponded to a 35% gain in the Bitcoin price. And then of course we saw a bearish cross and we basically entered a little bit of a short-term cool off. And then we saw the next bullish cross in the MACD right here when Bitcoin was bouncing along around 37,500 US dollars. So from that bullish cross just there, taking it all the way up to the next bearish cross, as you can see, that was a gain of about 15% in the Bitcoin price from bullish cross to bearish cross in the 4-hour MACD. And then after that bearish cross, once again, we entered a short-term cool off for Bitcoin, which was essentially just a sideways consolidation that time round. We didn't really see that much bearish price action. And now taking a look at the next bullish cross in the 4-hour MACD, as you can see, that was when the Bitcoin price was at around 44,000 US dollars approximately. And now measuring that gain up towards the next bearish cross in the MACD, as you can see there, that time round, we only saw a gain of around 11% to the upside between the bullish cross and the bearish cross. And then we entered another short-term cool off after we saw that bearish cross just there. And then we saw another bullish cross here when Bitcoin was at around 47,500 US dollars, which is pretty much the current price just here. So from that bullish cross to the next bearish cross in the MACD, as you can see just there, that was around a 3% gain for the Bitcoin price. So when you're actually looking into this, it becomes quite clear that we're losing the bullish momentum in this trend. Of course, at the beginning, we started with a 35% gain, and then the next bullish cross, we only had a 15% gain, and then the next bullish cross after that, we only had an 11% gain, and then the final bullish cross that we've seen so far, that was only a 3% gain up to the next bearish cross. So once again, right now, we're just about to see another bullish cross, but keep in mind that this might not even be anything too special, considering the trend of us losing the momentum here. Now, obviously, this can change just because we've been losing momentum over the past 1 month. It doesn't mean that this is definitely guaranteed to continue. Nothing in the market is guaranteed, but I'm just letting you guys know that here's the trend, and it is actually quite likely due to the data in front of us that we're going to see a little bit more bearish price action play out. And for those that are wondering that we could just be reducing in volatility all round in terms of the actual bearish price action here as well, but no, the bearish price action that we've seen along these short-term cool-offs has been relatively consistent in comparison to this bullish price action. As you can see, looking at the bearish price action here from the first bearish cross to the next bullish cross just here, that was a loss of around 5, nearly 6% to the downside. Taking a look at the next bearish cross to the next bullish cross just here, that was actually pretty much break even. So we didn't actually really see any loss that time round. But in the next bearish cross that we saw to the following bullish cross in the MACD, we actually saw a 4% loss. So basically in the bearish price action here, we started off in around a 5 to 6% loss, and then we had a break even, and then we had another 4% loss. So once again, those sort of numbers are pretty consistent with each other, at least in comparison to 35%, 15%, 11%, and 3%. Now taking a quick look at the Bitcoin order books across these exchanges, as you can see just here, we've actually got a decent spike in buy orders and sell orders at these specific prices. So first of all, looking at the buy orders to the downside, the buy orders begin to spike to the upside at around 46.7K and start flattening out again at around 46,500 US dollars. So looking back on the Bitcoin chart, once again, that is this horizontal support level that we were just talking about in the beginning of this video. So that's very interesting to see there's a lot of buy orders along this horizontal support line. But if we break below this horizontal support line, that is when the buy orders start dropping off, and we don't really have too much support below that level in the immediate short term. And now taking a look at the sell orders to the upside. The sell orders start spiking to the upside at around 48.4K, and they begin flattening out again at around 48.5K approximately. So in that little $100 price range there, once again at around 48,500 US dollars, that is actually providing some resistance, because of course there's a lot of sell orders placed at that level just there. So we're going to need more money to pump into the markets to push through those sell orders. So once again, that's around 48,500 US dollars. Looking at where 48.5K is on the chart, that is pretty much right here, just above this point of resistance for the descending triangle pattern. So basically, if the price comes up towards this resistance line that we've already drawn out, there's actually a lot of sell orders placed at around that sort of line just there. So these Bitcoin order books actually help confirm this analysis that I've just made. Now, just taking a quick look at the Bitcoin funding rates across all of these exchanges, as you can see, right now they are leaning a little bit more bearish than they are bullish, obviously, because we are seeing a lot of red. And for the brand new viewers on the channel, the more positive these funding rates are, the more bearish they are. I've also explained these funding rates in more detail in my previous videos. In fact, in my last Ethereum video that I only uploaded a couple hours ago before this video, I explained these funding rates in a little bit more detail, what they actually mean in that video once again. So for the brand new viewers on the channel that are wondering what these exactly mean, definitely go check out that Ethereum video that I've just posted on this channel. But yeah, basically right now they are leaning on the bearish side, meaning that we are due for some sort of bearish price action sometime soon. Of course, these funding rates don't tell us exactly when or exactly how much. They just tell us that we're due for at least a short-term call-off, if not a continued correction to the downside. And now taking a look at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, this is also another market sentiment type of indicator that I like to pay attention to, because of course, when everyone else is bullish, that is usually a time to start taking profits. And then when everyone else is bearish and really fearful on the Bitcoin price, that is usually a time to be buying Bitcoin. And this has been proven time and time again. I've used this indicator quite a lot on this channel. But yeah, right now, this Fear and Greed Index is basically just giving us a greed signal, which is not an extreme greed signal. So, you know, we could be in a worse situation, but right now, having a greed signal here still says that we're due for some sort of bearish price action sometime soon. Once again, I only start to flip really bullish on Bitcoin if either we see this indicator in the extreme fear, like what it was a couple months ago. Once again, when Bitcoin was at around 30,000 US dollars, this indicator was showing us extreme fear. And I was telling you guys on the channel at that stage just there, that is the time to be accumulating Bitcoin. I am accumulating Bitcoin at those levels. And right now, this indicator is basically just showing us almost the opposite to what we were seeing a couple months ago, when the Bitcoin price at that stage was actually bottoming out and getting ready for a move to the upside. Once again, we're seeing the opposite thing now. But like I just said, we're not in extreme greed at the moment. So technically speaking, there is still some room to the upside for Bitcoin, but the room to the upside is limited compared to the potential room to the downside. Now, how could Bitcoin cancel out all of these bearish signs and really start flipping bullish again? Well, first of all, we would need to see some sort of higher high here on the Bitcoin charts, at least in the short term. So once again, that would require Bitcoin breaking above around 48.5K approximately. And if we can start retesting this high up here close to 51,000, that would be great. But we definitely need to break above 51,000, because as you can see here, 51,000 is the golden pocket for Bitcoin. That is where the golden pocket actually starts, the 61.8% Fibonacci level. Once again, that is at 51,000. And the golden pocket finishes, which is, by the way, the 65% level, that finishes at around 52,000, just above 52K. So for me to flip really bullish again on Bitcoin in the immediate short term, I would like to see a break above the golden pocket here, which once again is above around 52,000 US dollars. If we can see a confirmed break above that range there, then I would flip much more bullish on Bitcoin. And I would actually expect Bitcoin to shoot up towards the next Fibonacci level, which is the 78.6% Fibonacci level, coming in at around 57,000. But once again, those price targets do not come into play while we are still below 51 to 52,000. That is the level that we need to be focusing on first as our major point of resistance. And for the new viewers on the channel, don't forget that there's actually less than 3 days to go to register for the World Series of Trading. For those of you that like trading Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is not for the complete beginners out there. This is mainly for those of you that have a bit of experience in these markets, and especially for those of you that are trading anyway. The subscribers on this channel would already know about this, but once again, for the new viewers on the channel, this is a competition that only comes around once a year. And this year, obviously, there's a multi-million-dollar prize pool, and I actually have an official team in this competition. It is, of course, the Crypto World team. And by the way, you can find a link link to this page in the description down below. In fact, it will be the first link in the description, and that will take you to this page just here where you can join my team if you would like. And by the way, just by joining my team, if our team places well in this competition, you can potentially win a share in that multi-million-dollar prize pool just here. But even if our team doesn't end up winning this competition, you can still actually claim a $3,650 bonus just simply by joining my team and following the requirements that I also have listed in the description down below. But anyway, that's just about everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to leave a like on the video down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe and have notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future updates. And also, if you're enjoying these videos every day, feel free to share them around with your friends, because right now we could be potentially about to enter an amazing opportunity in the crypto markets. So there's never been a better time to share these videos around with your friends and stay active in these crypto markets. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. Once again, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.